Hi everyone. I hope you're all doing great. I hope you can hear us fine. We haven't done a live with the public in a long time, so members, please share this so that other people can also watch.
Hi, everybody.
Yes, some very important news that came out, and we don't often find that something good comes of court cases. So I don't have high hopes that there won't be an appeal here, etc.
No, we don't know. We'll see. Activists celebrate landmark win for transparency after court orders COVID vaccine contracts to be made public.
Now, it's not just the COVID vaccine contracts that need to be made public, and they have 10 days to hand this over. It's all the discussions they had, etc. So we'll go through the detail. This is very important and something that we need to follow up on. And it says here several civil society organizations fighting for transparency in the procurement of COVID vaccines by the South African government celebrated on Thursday after the Gauteng Division of the High Court in Pretoria ordered that the country's vaccine contracts and related documentation be made public. Now, they have been asked in the past to make it public. They refused. So government is constitutionally obliged to act in an accountable and transparent manner. It is, in my view, self-evident that there is a public interest in the disclosure of the records. With these words, Judge Anthony Miller ordered the National Department of Health on Thursday to provide the procurement contracts, agreements, and other documents to the Health Justice Initiative within 10 days.
10 working days or 10 days?
Well, the government will stretch it out. Who knows? Yeah. So up until now, the negotiations and any information around the procurement of COVID vaccines was shrouded in secrecy. So what do you think about this? Do you trust the court process? Do you think that the government will appeal this?
I don't know. It doesn't matter because it's too late for most people that had felt like they were forced into something
Yes.
that they didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And how do you make up for that?
But this is about public funds, how public funds were spent. So this is not about the efficacy or anything like that. Okay, it's about the deals that were done because public money was spent here, and finally the government now has to come clean unless they file an appeal.
It's not like they're going to pay us back.
No, because we paid for everything, didn't we? We paying the loans. That was given to us.
Every day we go to work.
How many billions of that? It was like 500 and something billion.
Every day we work, we're paying for government's bad decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. But who of you are aware of what happened? Welcome to the 65 people watching now. I hope we'll get more than just members into this live stream. But this is a good step forward. It actually tells government, listen here, the courts can be used as an avenue. And as we know, as happened with Liberty Fighters Network and the Rhinos fights in the past, they can actually not just overturn it in the end, but end up shafting you in the process. Because that's what's happening with Rhino right now. So, I don't trust the courts at all. And therefore, I don't use those avenues, won't use those avenues, will never recommend that. But please, we need to share this information. The fact that our government hid everything wouldn't voluntarily release it. But there's quite a bit of detail in the article still that we can look at. Everything was shrouded in secrecy. And today, South African courts upheld the principles of transparency and accountability when our government procures health services using public funds, said Fatima Hassan from the Health Justice Initiative. They obviously brought this court case before the High Court. The Health Justice Initiative brought the appeal under the Promotion of Access to Information Act, or the PAIA Act. The Gauteng Division of the High Court in Pretoria ruled in our favor in our bid to compel the National Department of Health to provide access to the COVID-19 vaccine procurement contracts. People, this is going to be fascinating. If this is not appealed, the Health Department have not yet said that they will appeal this. They said they will study the ruling and then decide if they're going to appeal. The court ordered that all COVID-19 vaccine contracts must be made public within 10 days. Public, so that all of us have access to it. But it's not just the contracts. It's actually a lot more. This is a massive victory for transparency and accountability. The contracts concern substantial public funds, and the contracting process has been marred by allegations that the government procured vaccines at differential, comparatively inflated prices, and that the agreements may contain onerous and inequitable terms, including broad indemnification clauses, export restrictions, and non-refundability clauses, said Hassan. Well, time will tell, it's conspiracy theory until you actually have the proof. The significant moment comes as we begin to emerge from the devastation of the COVID-19 pandemic. It sets an important precedent, especially as our government pursues national health insurance. Well, I think Mrs. Hassan is in for a big freaking surprise. If the government thinks that it's a matter of national security, they just will use other laws to hide the info.
Everything can be a matter of national
exactly.
security.
So I think she's in for a surprise. She might not get what she thinks she's going to get. Tell us what you think will happen. Do you think the government's just going to hand over these documents?
When last has there been a legal victory ever?
No, it always gets overturned. You get shafted in the end, like I said. With increasing reports of corruption within the healthcare sector, we cannot have a healthcare system shrouded in secrecy. Procurement must be held in check, as it will involve powerful multinational companies, particularly from the pharmaceutical industry. This goes without saying. There's nothing new here. Hassan continued, the secrecy surrounding the COVID-19 vaccine procurement at the height of the pandemic continues to be a global issue, not just limited to South Africa. And they feel that with this court victory, they have set a precedent for the rest of the world, for other governments to also reveal.
That's, I think, my favorite paragraph.
Okay, tell us the favorite paragraph.
We believe that in the current pandemic treaty negotiations, where worrying attempts are being made to water down transparency, this judgment will support pandemic preparedness measures by bolstering provisions on transparency and accountability in these negotiations.
So, yeah.
So everyone's just going to be more honest about how they're going to take our freedom away.
I don't know if they're going to be more honest, but this is what she's hoping for. And all of you will probably know about the pandemic treaty being negotiated at the moment. And that happens behind closed doors. And as we discussed in our membership live last night on on the Agenda 21, that they actually said when they met in Rio de Janeiro that the public all supports what they are doing.
All of civic society.
All of civic society. They actually stated it.
No. They said all
of civic society agrees, is there in unison with them. We look forward to the Department of Health's cooperation by making available all the records requested within the set time period set out in the judgment. So it's 10 days from the 17th of August, which was yesterday. So, yeah, people, it's going to be interesting to see what they end up doing. Now, this is the thing. What must be made public? This is really the crux. Copies of all COVID-19 vaccine procurement contracts, memoranda of understanding and agreements with Janssen Pharmaceuticals, Johnson & Johnson, Aspen Pharmacare, Pfizer, Serum Institute of India, Cipla, Sinovac, CoronaVac, any other vaccine manufacturer or licensee, the African Union Vaccine Access Task Team, this is where it gets interesting, COVAX, the financing arm of Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, and the Solidarity Fund. So they have to show how all this money was spent that was donated to these funds. So this is going to be far more revealing if they release those documents than just the vaccine deals. Muller also ordered the release of copies of all COVID vaccine negotiation meeting outcomes and or minutes and correspondence with any of these parties. Correspondence, that's emails, phone calls, everything. How can government not appeal this? Of course they're going to appeal this. And this poor woman, she must not go into hiding, get a special protective team. You know, if you look at what happens in the rest of South Africa, certainly brave and or stupid. I don't know what to call it. I don't know her personally. Brave, I would say. Will there be an appeal? While it is widely expected that the government will likely appeal the order, the National Department of Health spokesperson Foster Mohale did not say much in reaction to the ruling. They must be miffed beyond comprehension at this stage. The Department of Health has noted a court judgment delivered by the Gauteng Division of the High Court in Pretoria on Thursday, 17 August, in which the department was ordered to grant the applicant Health Justice Initiative access to copies of all COVID-19 vaccine procurement contracts, non-disclosure agreements, and the related documents. The department will study the judgment and respond in due course. And they say this as a landmark decision. You will get a link to this article in the description below. This was actually in Daily Maverick, and they call it public interest disclosure. So people, interesting times ahead with regards to this. I won't hold my breath that anything will be revealed. If it does, it'll probably be heavily redacted. I don't think these people see themselves as within the law. A lot of people want to believe that we are a law-abiding country, etc. What do you feel about that concept, that idea?
Clearly, they don't hang around people that don't abide by the law, because there's lots of them in many ways. Interesting comments in the chat. I'm just more interested in what people do on Friday nights these days.
Yeah, Lauren's not interested in this. What do you do on a Friday night? Lauren just returned from taking our newly acquired Woofie for a walk.
We adopted a dog last week.
Yeah, she managed to get a border collie mixed with a Dalmatian.
My two favorite breeds in one.
You don't get, it represents Lauren. Cannot sit still.
Full of fun.
Does not want to just lie around.
No.
Yeah, wants to annihilate everything.
Yeah, so I was out with the kids. I came back, put soup on the stove. Des is like, we're doing a live stream in 5 minutes. I'm sitting here in my dirty shirt that I've worn in every video this week. And I feel like,
that's us.
You know, in class.
It was your idea, though.
Earlier. You know, in class, when the teacher's like, read this at home, tomorrow we're going to discuss it, and you don't read it at home, and you turn up to class, and like you have no idea what the teacher's talking about. It felt like that. Anyway, the government's still governmenting, and people are still peopling. What's new? Yeah,
twak. Exactly. But so what are you people going to get up to this weekend? A far more interesting topic. And then I was studying so many things that so many people are saying about the wildfires around the world. And, you know, I want to say a couple of things on that.
The cat, though, firstly, more importantly.
What about the cat?
Johnson, our kitty cat, is very territorial.
Yeah.
So he's taken residence in the boys' room for the next few weeks, I suppose.
They've had some encounters, but nothing severe.
Nothing severe, but nothing that makes us feel at peace either. It's a grown-up dog. It's a rescue dog. So it's not like it's a puppy.
Yeah, and it's cost a fortune up until now.
It's only just begun.
No, once it starts ripping the entire couch apart and stuff like that, it might cost more. So who knows how bad this is going to turn out. But how do you feel about the court case? The fact that there was actually something that shows a glimmer of hope.
Someone's planting their first batch of seeds in their nursery.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's perfect timing. Spring's around the corner. We need to start soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the people at the shelter said, Phil. AJ says it'll be like the ruling of the electoral system. He's probably right.
Yeah, exactly. They'll just end up screwing over everything. So I won't hold my breath, but still the fact that a judge says that is significant because he just looked at the Constitution, what the Constitution says. He ruled on it, just like they ruled on the lockdown regulations when Reino went to court with the Liberty Fighters Network. The judge ruled clearly that they are unconstitutional and just threw it all out. And then it went on appeal. It became a royal mess. I think Reino's in quite a mess at this stage because they are all guns out for him. And they called him a delinquent and all sorts of things. So, yeah, a terrorist of the state, I believe, as well. So soon this woman will be seen in the same vein. They will probably use the terrorism regulations against her. It's actually such a farce. But just with regards to the wildfires and all the fake rubbish out there, okay? When a a wind is moving really fast and you have a fire within like a forest, mostly what will happen is the trees ahead will catch a light due to the heat, the heat radiation alone. There doesn't even need to be a flame present. It will just combust because of the oil in the pine needles, for instance, if it's a pine forest, or even in leaves. And most of the time, if the wind is fast moving, you won't have the trunk of the tree burned down at all. So the trees will still stand. Now, people are saying things like, but there's a car standing there with its engine melted. Yes, the car caught the light. It burned by itself, in and of itself, and reached temperatures where that engine then melted into the road. This is commonplace. It happened here in Cape Town with the taxi riots where the cars were burnt out. You could see the engine block lying all over the road. This is normal. Anyone with half a scientific mind will know these things, okay? Because I was trained up to fire level 3 and I was a fire team leader for 7 years. I actually went through the training. I understand this. It's horrific what happened in Maui. What's happening in Canada. Fires are horrific things. They are the greatest threat to any nuclear power station because of how rapidly they can spread under the right conditions. You don't need a plane to fly over and beam a laser down. It just takes a light of people. Come on. You know, these conspiracy theories, you haven't seen all the crap. And I just needed one link to strip my moor, okay? Yeah, from someone.
What does that mean in English?
It's like stripping your nut. It's like a lot of tension is required to strip that thread. But, you know, I'm not saying that there isn't foul play. The conditions were horrific. Power lines fell over because of the wind. And that's probably the most probable cause of the fire sparks on the ground. I was a young boy when I saw a power line break, literally because of someone throwing a stone. It hit the line, it just came down to the ground and sparks flew everywhere, and it set the grass in the vineyard next door alight. So I remember that as a child. I've seen it with my own eyes. And so when these lines fell, it's possible that it could start the fires with the hectic winds coming down the mountains towards the ocean. I mean, it was always going to travel fast. You can blame the fact that the sirens didn't go off and many other things. You can say all sorts of things that fancy people want to develop the area and wanted to turn it into cinders and ashes. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. So I'm not interested in discussions like that.
Conspiracy theorists. It's like when tow truck drivers hang out around on weekends for accidents to happen.
Yes.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, a normal fire will decimate under those conditions.
Two people said, what about the intact green trees around burnt houses?
Yes, it just means that flames didn't go through them. Did you see the footage? There was real freaking fire everywhere. So if you wet a tree like that, okay, and you don't have an intense fire, sufficient fire, it won't catch a light. We actually, 1 December, I'll never forget, on Christmas Day, I come from work, go home, and the veld is on fire, and the fire is headed towards Duinefontein. All...
BL.
What?
BL. Like BC, before Lauren.
Oh. So I literally went out, just like all the other people that work at Coburg. Most of those people were fire trained, and we went and wet the bushes in front of the homes. And the fire didn't do anything. It just stopped because there was so much water. It just absorbed the moisture. The flames weren't sufficient enough to dry it up fast enough. And we managed to save those homes. So, yeah.
Someone said a steel boat was burnt out in the harbor, was too close to the fire, I guess.
And? Yeah. Well, steel is not going to burn except if it's magnesium or something like that, okay? So a normal steel boat, the wood on the steel boat will burn. That's what will happen. You can see the houses there that were made of brick. The brick walls are still standing. Everything else is burnt to a cinder. All the wooden houses were burnt to the ground. That's it. That's normal.
Oh, so that's why the rich people still have their houses intact. I did see that. I saw that headline, like all these famous people.
It's not all. It's just some of them. If they had sprinkler systems or whatever, it's very effective in absorbing heat.
On that note.
But apparently they lost water pressure. I'm not going to speculate. I'm just saying that some of the things people are saying now, they have this freaking plane with a bloody laser that flipping started the fire. It's crap, man. You can just take a lighter and do it. Come on.
The ground started vibrating too. The fuel in the boat caught on fire. And then the furnishings.
Were you there?
Steel only melts when jets fly into buildings. Don't you know science?
Oh, yes. So, yeah, listen, I hate conspiracy theories. You can only go on what you see. And, you know, a car and an engine block melting is old news. I don't know why anyone... Or rims, you know? Magnesium rims, same thing. But now there has to be some freaking super duper...
I'm starting to understand why in South
laser
Africa,
weapon.
We don't build with wood. We like fire too much.
Okay, because we bright too much.
Because I love watching American home decor things. They'll have like a wall and like, we're going to move the bathroom today, and they just take this mallet and they gua, and then the wall's gone.
Yeah, you have to break down an entire wall. I've done it many times.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was not that easy though.
Well, in America, they have to rebuild their homes. A tornado comes through, there's nothing left. I mean, you have to start from scratch.
Not
easy to bulldoze the wood out of the way, just build it again out of stilts. Steel can't burn that easily. Maybe it was aluminium. Oh no, literally, you can see a Fola engine will flip and burn. I actually attended to a Fola fire in Panorama in the avenue. It was the last car fire that I attended to. And it completely burnt out. You know, when the fire started, it was just around the fuel lines. And I used the extinguisher in my bakkie. It put the fire out. The heat just started it up again. That flipping entire car burned down, and that engine block was lying in a blubber in the road. Yeah.
That's super
They
cool.
burned really well. So I don't know what else you want to discuss. We didn't want this to be very long. We wanted this to be short. Mainly about the court case. If there's anything else that you want to discuss, then we can quickly talk about it. We don't want to spend more than another 8 minutes till we've spent, like half an hour. You know, if you're not in the country and you're not there, then you actually have to rely on footage, etc. Footage is fairly real. I mean, when someone's taking footage with a camera, I mean, I was watching this lighty that was in the water. This one guy that had to dive into a rainwater channel, and the clothes that he carried with him ignited due to the heat radiation. There were no flames on it, just self-combusted. And he wet himself in a little bit of water at the bottom, and that's what kept him alive. The flames just blew over him. The winds were extremely strong. I mean, from what I could see. Lauren has no idea what I'm talking about.
Not a good clue.
Not a cooking clue. It's bad. So they've confirmed, the last I saw, I might be completely outdated, 99 people dead, but over 1,100 unaccounted for.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Current events in the past?
Now,
Hawaii,
recently.
Or
Hawaii, Maui, one of the islands.
It's terrible.
It is.
Sorry. My brain went into at least 5 different directions.
Talk about tomorrow night. Yes, come and join us tomorrow night
Before
at
we
6.
talk about tomorrow night, my oldest showed me Adobe's new function feature program thing on the Creative Suite called Firefly. Firefox? Firefly. I think it's Firefly. Have you seen it? Is anyone on Adobe Creative, whatever? It's quite interesting. You can literally type in a picture that you want, and artificial intelligence will create it for you. You can manipulate a person's facial expressions. It's very interesting and also scary and frightening.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of that when you said that you can trust footage. For now, you can trust footage.
Yeah. Well, if someone is on a little camera messing around in the ocean, I mean, it's going to be difficult to...
Yaku, John Stevenson said
they'll copy us.
He wants to unite people under principles and values. That's so sweet.
That's so sweet. You will... I'm just glad that people hopefully notice... These people have no option but to copycat. because they're out of options.
They have no original ideas of
None.
their own. They're so sucked into that stupid political landscape that they can't think of anything.
But they want to hold on to it with everything they've got. And, the DA would not say that they won't go into a coalition with the ANC if their pact fails. And the others want them to sign that they will not, but they won't. So Steenhuisen, when he said they're not in negotiations with the ANC with regards to a coalition, he's 100% right. You have to listen to what he's not saying. And this is what very people are bad at.
This coalition, or not coalition, this
The
moonshot,
pact, the moonshot pact.
it's just a desperate attempt at political parties to hold on to political power. Where if anyone's asking for system change, I think they'll just want to crawl into a hole and die, because the minute the system changes,
They'll all lose
those
everything.
people are going to have
Niks meer geld nie.
They're going to have to campaign on their own steam without government
No,
funding.
they won't be able to do it.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Do you perhaps have a video on the impact of the BRICS same money system on SA money value? No, we haven't got a video on
No,
that.
we don't. To me, that's really irrelevant what BRICS does at this stage. For what we need to do in the country, BRICS will be irrelevant. Totally irrelevant. All right, Sepo.
Chapiso.
Oh, Tsepiso, Molefe.
So someone wanted us to speak about tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is number 3 of level 2 workshops, not training. So there's a difference between Omega workshops and Omega training. They used to be called STF workshops.
Yeah.
And we did that when we had the STF channel, then we joined forces, and then we just decided to put everything under one name, because I think
So it's not confusing.
but no, I think we
thanks
might
so
have
much,
caused more
Pristine Eagle.
confusion. But anyway, we have Omega workshops separate to training, which is coming in September.
The training is for free. There will be training for the public. It'll be loaded to YouTube. Correct, Lauren? In a playlist.
That's what we're thinking. I might change my mind.
Lauren might change her mind.
But
So-
for ease of everything, and because we want the public to benefit, it takes away the whole application process. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing. Makes life easier for us. So I don't know.
Yeah, but the application process will still be there for the own members. But thanks, Prestige Eagle. Thanks so much.
Pristine Eagle.
Pristine, sorry.
You're getting old.
No, it's just light in my eyes. There's like a light over there, light over there, light over there. I need to actually put 2 lights from the side. Sorry. So sad for the people losing everything. It's horrible. And many horrible things will happen. The climate is changing. The reason they say the climate is changing is the massive debate, okay? And I'm not going to get into that debate. I have made my piece known by how many chimneys you can put together in one place.
I've always wanted to live near a forest, and Des is like, no. Because if a fire comes, it's over.
There was a family in Knysna when the fires happened then that were found dead next to their vehicle. They didn't make it into the car. The fire never reached them. The heat radiation burnt them so fast. And the fire was at that stage over 30 meters away from where they were found. I don't think people understand the power of heat radiation. I remember when we went up to Kliprivier, where we did our Fire Street training, they had a new transformer we had to test out. And they would have us fight the fire with full fuel going. So they have paraffin that they spray under full pump pressure. They wanted us to put the fire out with fuel present. In other words, the fuel cannot exhaust itself. The worst possible conditions. And we would put our sprays on full cones, protector sprays, teams lined, and all the instructors got us to attack that thing in every way you can think of. The water would literally turn into steam in front of us. It was that hot as we advanced and went closer. And our tunics started to heat up. We would have to put our hands in the spray and actually get our tunics wet. We were burning inside those tunics. It was just unbelievable. Our visors started to melt and crack.
It must be terrifying.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. I can tell you long stories about my fire training days. And we had no option but to do that at Coburg. Everyone in operations needs to be fire trained, and there's a 6-man fire team on every shift. Everyone is trained in firefighting.
Sounds awful.
Yeah. with those wind speeds, I mean, the heat that just travels through the air. A lot of if wood is dry and they've had a drought at that stage for a long time, it'll just ignite spontaneously, no flame necessary. And a lot of people don't understand that. My boys actually saw that when I burnt all the documents, that you can actually just bring the paper close and it'll just self-ignite.
That's so cool.
Because of the heat radiation. They would have the tongs go closer and woof. So they've experienced it firsthand. But thanks so much for joining us. It's been 30 minutes now.
I was talking about the workshops. How did we get sidetracked?
Yeah, carry on with the workshops. I'm saying, sorry to disagree, but I don't see BRICS currency amounting to too much. The ruble crash. I don't know who you're talking to, because I agree with you. The BRICS currency means nothing to me with regards to what we have to do in the country. Yeah, carry on with the workshop.
So we've done level 1. We finished level 1 in June.
So there's 10 workshops in level 1.
10 in level 1, and that's self-improvement, getting your life together. And then after that comes level 2 workshops. That's what we're busy with now in the month of August. There are 4.
We're doing the third one tomorrow.
It was first emotional maturity, and then it was listen and observe. And now we're doing senses in the mind. Next is mind over body. And yeah, what time do we do it? 6 to 9?
6 to 9. So senses in the mind, I actually did that presentation. Laura and I will be working through the final bits and pieces tonight. But I really enjoyed putting that together. This is really where it comes to the crux. These are the things that separate those that just want sensation to those that really want to get stuck in. If you don't have these things off pat, you won't pass the Omega training. I mean, you won't even know whether you're Arthur or Martha, literally. So, yeah. If the Omega training, there's no cost to it. Okay, these workshops, we ask 100 Rand per workshop. And it's a way for us to continue the work that we are doing, fund that work. And, you know, at the end of the day, you don't need to do these workshops to do the Omega training at all. There will be we will make sure that everyone has got what it takes to do the training before we do it. You're not just going to walk in and start doing the training. It's going to be a complete waste of your time if you're not prepared and ready. So we'll see. Tuesday, here comes BRICS. I am not even going to look at that. I'm more interested in the World Athletics Championships, to be honest. Yeah, there's a lot of fast people, high jumping people, far throwing people in the world. All of a sudden, maybe you should ask why.
All of a sudden?
All of a sudden, yeah. A lot more.
I think it's techies.
Techies, you think so? Okay.
Techies, new technology in shoes.
Yeah, but thanks so much for joining us. We're going to try and do more public live streams when we get a chance. The normal video is not viewed by many people because it's not interesting topics to most people. You know, it's not sensational. Watch our videos to the end. Make the time to go and watch those videos to the end. They have a lot of important information.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, what is sensational? Like, what do people find sensational?
Well, I suppose political comedy is sensational because how people talk about others and the interactions and all the rest. We are actually trying to solve problems, issues, and we have solutions. We're implementing them. They are in progress. Many people have implemented these solutions in their own lives already. And I'm not seeking public office, not interested. I just want to transfer all the information in my head to as many people as possible.
I'm seeking public office.
Yeah, you are you?
Well, as an organization.
Okay.
Lots of public
Please
office.
let me know when you see public office.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. I don't know who will support Lauren in any public office, but yeah. What we do need a lot of votes in 2024. For system change, people, you'll actually be able to vote to change the political system to one where we can elect our leaders directly. The way Zondo laid out, not Michael Louis and his crowd that wants parties and independents to coexist. It is not possible.
Impossible.
It's impossible. This new farce of a bill proves that it's not possible. So now Michael Lewis ran to the Concord to complain by them. What did he expect?
It's made unrepresented parties really struggle to
Yeah.
get a chance, to get a seat.
And now these parties really have their fangs in, eh?
Yeah.
With this pact. So the ANC and the DA has a pact, not a coalition. Okay?
I also feel like they're strengthening the argument that voting for a smaller party is a wasted vote, because now
Yeah,
they say,
absolutely.
vote for all of us. We all represent the same values.
No, but I'm not talking about that.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the ANC and the DA in a pact together
that one. Yeah.
to bring a bill before Parliament to put a limit on your representation in government. In other words, 2%. If you don't get 2% of the vote, you can't be represented.
No, they didn't say that. You can't be in a coalition.
No. This is I think you need to go look at
I'll
it
go
again.
reread it.
Yes, you need to go reread
Because
it.
if that's what they're
That's
doing,
a bill. You can't put a bill on coalition.
so that basically means two of the parties and one who's supposed to be in opposition to the ruling party is conspiring against
Yes,
democracy.
correct.
So their sensation.
But you know what? They
two
even
of the major parties in South Africa is conspiring against democracy.
together, yeah.
Together.
So, but what they are saying is that this happens in many other places in the world, where that doesn't make those countries democratic. This is the thing.
They don't care about democracy. They care about
Not
power.
at all. Power.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they want to get rid of smaller parties and make their argument stronger. There should be no smaller parties.
They absolutely cringe at every vote they don't get.
But how do you feel about Julia saying that the IEC just gave them an extra 36 million? Poof, just like that. Which means the ANC got like 200 and something million.
I absolutely
It was hilarious.
love how you described that entire scenario.
Yeah,
You
it
didn't
was
trust
beautiful.
Him, and you was like, wait.
Whoever you saw Julia saying that, how? We just saw 36 million in our bank account. What FNB account?
Yeah.
Whoever you saw that. So the IEC just literally gave these parties a frick load of money. No. I will never be freaking president. Are you crazy?
I can't imagine it.
No.
At
No.
all. Never.
There'll be fist fights and all sorts of things. I'm not the right person. You don't understand.
No.
It is a scramble for power, Derek. Absolutely. A huge problem.
It is a scramble for power, but the more they're losing power, the more desperate they're going to get. So the way I see all of these things happening is just their absolute.
It's the last state reckons, yeah.
desperation.
It's the last kick of the fish
It's
while
quite
it's lying on the side there.
sad.
It does look pathetic. I mean, I never thought that Steenhuisen would be standing with those guppy parties to try and make their so-called coalition moonshot pact look like something.
It's very interesting. But
Who
anyway.
have you listened to some of those idiots? Oh my frick.
Sure, the rate at which you call people idiots gives me anxiety. On the inside.
I'm the biggest idiot, but that's okay. I'm not seeking office.
Okay, fair enough.
I can be a huge idiot. That's fine. These people are seeking office. They want to become presidents. The moment you expose yourself to wanting to be a public representative and wanting to be president or whatever, then you open yourself to scrutiny. I'm not seeking that.
I think when my kids are grown up, I will absolutely jump in there.
Listen, I heard that one guy in a video before the local government elections. Yo, he battled.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Shame, man.
I remember, but it's fine because
He probably has a good heart, but he doesn't belong there. Neither does Steenhuisen, none of these people.
But you haven't sat in meetings with IC where there's like 100
No.
political party
Oh, my
leaders. You'll really lose hope quickly.
Lauren has actually been flown up. Well, you've flown up to
I
Joburg
flew
to sit.
myself
Yeah, you
I
had to
didn't
pay.
personally fly.
No, you had to. No, okay. You didn't have a private jet.
No.
You're not there yet. So up to Joburg and sit amongst these people and the questions they ask. You've actually experienced the horror.
It's a horror. It's horrible. It's terrifying.
These are the
Wow.
people running our country. If you had to sit there, you will start working your millie off to get people to know about Ohm's plan.
They actually literally
Goodness.
do have followers, lots of followers,
Yeah.
more followers than Ohm in their communities. But it's just a replacement for the current status quo that we have. It's very frustrating.
Listen, the Patriotic Alliance went from like no freaking votes, less than what Ohm got, okay,
Mhm.
in the first local government elections. I kid you not, to now way over 200,000 votes in the local government elections.
Yeah.
That's not nothing.
No.
And now Gayton has said, yeah, I'll join you guys. I love that guy. I love his honesty. He'll just say, nah, man, you shouldn't vote for us. We will decide we want a pact with the ANC. Next day we'll decide we want a pact with the EFF. Don't trust us. Don't vote for us. Vote for the DA and the Freedom Front Plus. That's Gayton. I respect that in the man. He's nuts.
It's interesting.
Shame. I didn't listen to the speeches or anything like that. I just saw News 24 drool over what was happening there and seeing how they're going to annihilate this.
And you know what I always think, and I think it's because my kids are still young, there's a whole life to be lived amongst all this nonsense that's happening globally and nationally and locally.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we must always just be careful that we're not consuming so much that we cease living. And you can try educate yourself on what's happening and be
go walk the dog.
Walk the dog. Not just that, just live your life and come up with ideas and be creative. And
we do fun things, people. Go and do fun things. Please. Cultural forensics help to understand reality bottoms up. Yeah, Hardy.
Even the Free Market Foundation is falling for this nonsense. I'm not surprised at all. Some people are just too educated for their own good, I think, sometimes. What?
Too educated for their own good.
It reminds me of a song.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one. Sometimes I don't know if I like the music I like because of my political leanings, or if
just show them what you're
my
playing
political
with,
leanings are the way they are because of the music I listen to. But someone said that. Oh, it's too bad. Coolio, Gangster's Paradise. I think it's that one.
I don't even know these people.
No, you don't. Okay.
Coolio. Okay, people, it was nice chatting to you, catching up. Too sexy for my
fools.
shit.
He spoke about educated
fools. Okay, black
That's what we got everywhere.
Yeah, we've got to live the life we want and push that narrative as hard as what we can. Mark Durbin. Yeah. At the end of the day, we have to make irrelevant the things that we don't want. This is very important. You can't just fix something in a mess. You need to make it irrelevant first, and then it will just vanish. So if we create an alternative reality, it'll make what we already have irrelevant. We're already making these people irrelevant. You are helping with that.
Megan says
what does this mean?
It means I want to address.
You want to address something.
Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker.
For a long time, I've considered getting involved in politics. It's just been this nagging feeling at the back of my mind, but I don't think I'm equipped or have necessary skills. Muso, housewife. Well, I'm sound engineer, housewife. So
Muso, that's perfect. Megan, go for it.
You know what makes that so beautiful? You're in touch with humanity. We have politicians not in touch with humanity, and they need to go. We need normal, ordinary people.
Absolutely.
Moms. I remember one of our first candidates was a nail technician. I loved that.
Yes.
Because we need ordinary people that are in touch with humanity, that struggle to make ends meet, the love they have for their children and their neighborhood, and just people that want to have fun and do normal things and create and make music.
Feisty mommies will go a long way, and then the dads that back the feisty mommies. Mm-hmm. I've always believed that women will change this nation, not the men. The men have absolutely lost all their backbone, really. And nothing else matters.
Yeah,
Tell them about the new name that you secured today.
I can ask Metallica for permission to use their song in our campaign.
Oh, we're going to still gooi parties, né? The party to end all parties. Tell them about the new name. I think it's so super exciting.
Okay. That's what I've been busy with today and yesterday. So I put the flyer order on hold, not really knowing
why.
The
OHM flyer order.
OHM. And what happened is that I ended up purchasing this afternoon at around 3 or 4, ohm.org.za. So we finally have a shorter name, thank goodness.
So ohm.org.za. So how many things are there? There's organichumanitymovement.org.
And then there is liberatesa.org, but that's not being, I haven't done anything with it yet. Then there's omega.org.za, and I'm missing one.
And then
and then it's ohm.org.za.
Yeah.
So ohm.org itself is over R1 million. So one day when we're big, we'll buy that.
Ohm.org. That's it, yeah.
So remember the last Thursday when lots of you were on, we spoke about having an ohm get-together, national gathering. Well, it just turns out that the 14th of December is our 5th birthday party. Well, we're going to make it a birthday party, and I'm just thinking about where to have it.
So the 14th
It's
of
a
December.
Wednesday or Thursday. It's over that long weekend.
Yes, the 16th also falls.
So if anyone has a big big private space to give us, lend us.
So it's that weekend, basically. Saturday the 16th is a public holiday.
We don't want to eat into our...
But they call it Reconciliation Day. We can call it Ohm Day. Ohm weekend.
Because reconciliation never actually happened.
No.
Still to happen. What was I going to say? Yeah, we don't really want to eat into our contestation fees. So if anyone has free private space that's rather large,
it's ohm.org.za. Ohm.org is over $1 million.
Yes.
Kid you not. Well, it's like 1.2 million.
Something like that, yeah. So ohm.org.za, but there's no website on it yet. I still have to get the login details.
Yeah.
I just secured it this afternoon. So that's awesome. Hi from Brackenfell. That's around the corner.
Yeah, please tell us where you're from quickly. All of you tell us where you're from. And
what you're doing this Friday night.
Yeah, what you're doing tonight. What are we going to be doing? Hey, Pinky.
Same as usual.
What are we doing today?
People, I don't know if it's just a perception or if it's just old age or if it's just being a parent, but I feel like society was more social, but maybe it's just because I'm older now.
Yeah, you're almost 36.
Yeah, almost.
She's not a political junior anymore.
Someone's studying, someone's in Margate, someone's in Somerset West.
Studying, ew. Yeah, ohm.org.za.
Durbanville. Betty's Bay. That's so awesome. I really want to. I want to live there too.
Lawrence looked at plots in Betty's Bay. I got into trouble for mentioning all the places where we would like to have property.
Centurion, Howick. Sewing as always. That's awesome. Most people probably in Gauteng. Katu, Northern Cape. Westville. In nutty, lefty Cape Town, where we have good coffee and lack of
Yeah.
Florida, Johannesburg. Learning skills.
Yeah, Hardy, you're in the thick of it.
Oh, having family for hubby's birthday yesterday. So he's a Leo, and you're a Libra, if I remember correctly.
Watching the generator sing. We're actually on our on our battery and our pure sine wave inverter.
Oh, is that Lisa who hiked with us in Helderberg? I wonder. Gauteng, Helderberg, Gauteng, Sea Point,
Tzaneen,
Pretoria, and Tzaneen.
Wow, beautiful places. We're talking already about touring. It'll probably have to be next year.
Our dog, our new rescue dog, loves the car.
Yes.
So Joshua observed that he's probably going to love tour too. And we have a 7-seater, so it works out. Pretoria by the sea.
On the edge of the lake. Eilandshoek, Cullinan. Portugal.
Oh, that must be so nice. Exiting summer, moving into autumn there.
Sea Point, Heidelberg.
Four ways.
Yeah. It's awesome that you've joined us tonight. We need to do this more often. Just for a short hello to everyone.
Random, sporadic.
Yeah.
Thingies. Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
I'll do my homework first next time. So the government is still governmenting and the people are still peopling. And
governmenting. There was a song like that where someone used that. I think it was Afrikaans, but I can't remember. Yeah, just think with the COVID pandemic, what happened to artists, the music industry, the people that could stand on a stage with a huge crowd in front of them. It's like they were just pummeled into the ground.
Yeah, so we can do this for our birthday bash if we can find land. Have a massive outdoor concert somewhere. So if anyone has resources, let me know, like bands and sound equipment and stages and space.
We've got a few things.
Just bring your
But, I
compost
think-
toilets with.
I think, nee, grawe 'n gat. You just dig a hole, veldie. Oh, you inverter. Yeah, in our members live last night, I actually forgot that the day before I left the light on.
Cool. You're
Right.
gonna run. Adrian is in Rondebosch, and he's gonna do his first YouTube video this weekend. Please share it. with us.
Awesome, please, yes.
What is the topic?
Yeah, that's exciting. We need more people to speak out and say how they feel.
That is
Absolutely.
beautiful. Ilko says everyone must bring their own musical instrument. You don't need a band. We just make
No, we
noise.
just make noise, yes. I think it's just for people to get together. I mean, so many of these events have been such huge successes.
I was actually thinking the toboggan run, but it's too small.
No, we should... Everyone came, yeah.
We have a
That's too
2.4
small.
kilometer toboggan run. So you need this little steel car and this little steel path thing. It's fun.
Yeah, you people were so scared in the beginning. And then in the end, they were like maniacs. I was thinking, oh my word, they're going to overturn me
I needed to assess the limitations of the equipment at my disposal.
Oh,
Someone's in
word.
Vredefort Free State.
But we definitely need events again. Yeah, many people have said 3 events. One in Gauteng, one in the Cape, one in KZN.
We could have simultaneous ones.
No, man,
don't
I want to
know.
be there. I want to
Okay.
be at each
But then they
one.
won't be all on Ohm's birthday.
I think the closest place to most members is Gauteng because people from KZN can travel there. So if you look at the numbers overall in the country, Gauteng,
Cool. Starting a local urban exploring channel will highlight all of the old and lost things in and around Cape Town.
that's awesome.
Imagine everyone marching to their own drum.
Well, that's hilarious. Jolene from Centurion, doing more lives like this will get more people on board because we like to interact. I agree. We do need to do more lives.
We should one day do one like in the middle of the day and then like another one at 3 a.m. as well.
I once did a live like 10 o'clock at night and I got a lot of people on. I couldn't believe it.
Thanks, Marlene.
It was like we got like over 200 people.
I
10 o'clock at
remember
night.
that. I don't remember because I don't listen to your live streams, but I remember now I'm in them. I remember you saying how well attended it was.
Yeah.
10 o'clock. It was very interesting.
I think everyone was like lying in bed, and it was unannounced. I just quit. Yeah, we're very, very voos on this channel. Sorry, people. We just do. In the moment. I think it's the most organic way to do things. Oppie copy type Joel. Yes, no, not drunk. Yeah, we can
Sans
leave
the
that out.
drug,
Yeah.
drugs.
We leave that stuff out. We need sane, rational minds. You know, we can actually, hi Beverly, we can actually have so much fun without getting gesyp and on a high.
That's how you have the most fun.
You get natural highs from having fun with people. A natural high, just feeling good. I mean, it's
Yeah.
attend the workshop tomorrow, you'll understand.
Mm.
Yeah. So I don't know how many of you were at the Gauteng meetings, the Freedom SA events there, and how many of you were at the one? It was also my 50th birthday.
Monkey Valley, yeah. That was
Monkey
fun.
Valley, it was
That was
huge.
beautiful.
It was like over 300 people rocked
Because
up.
that's the other thing you can do, is just rock up at the beach. I don't know if that's allowed.
Like, who knows? These days, everyone will just look at you funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure we can work something out.
We'll figure it out, yes. Like the flyers and the website just
It'll just
materialize.
happen,
It
yeah.
will materialize.
Home.org.za is so
Oh,
much
Rita
better.
was at Monkey Valley. Last week we were at
Rita, yeah,
Monkey
Monkey
Valley.
Valley.
I was just trying to keep track of where all 4 of my children were at any given time.
Yeah, Monkey Valley was.
It was
that
nice. It was awesome.
fun.
The food was amazing. The
it
vibe
was.
was amazing.
I
The
still
sunset was
have
amazing.
all the presents, the banners that hung.
Yeah.
My 50 is right there. So yeah, it was special.
Where's your 50? Oh, there's your
A
50.
lot of people traveled from far to come to that meeting.
Very far.
Yeah. Even in Gauteng, how many people traveled all the way from KZN to the Gauteng meetings?
Lots, yeah.
So, yeah, I think the best would probably be to look at the most people and then, yeah. But if you tell people early enough, then the people can plan.
Diego says, come to Betty's Bay. The dunes are so cool. They are cool.
Oh, we've been on those dunes, Tiago.
We're going to have a sandboarding party.
Yeah, the Gauteng meetings
Someone
were
says
great.
they just got off the phone with their son in Canada, and he says that they have forest fires there.
Yeah, the Canada forest fires are ongoing.
Send us a pic of Woofy. Oh, if I had my phone, I could show you. I could bring the
Bring
Woofy.
him, go fetch him.
I will. He's so awesome.
Yeah, his name is Captain. You'll see why. Probably Captain Jack Sparrow was the idea, but you'll see Captain just now. So we're still in load shedding. Everything's running well. So I charged the battery. I took it off charge just earlier today. So that was great. Yeah, and next week, for those of you that don't know, we'll be discussing this.
Come here. Oh, there you go.
He just ran off.
He's very confused.
Yeah, we will be discussing this in the members live chat. How this lot works together, the Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission, and the New World Order Connection. It's going to be fun. We'll dissect some of the documents. Some of them we couldn't release when I opened them and I looked at the content-ish. Yeah, we can't put that on YouTube. So we need meetings again so I can discuss all the information with you. And I just want people to take photos of this stuff so that you have it yourself. Yeah, we should all be our own presidents. Absolutely, AJ. Our own government. Where's Captain? Oh.
Hey, boy.
Come.
Hey. Come sit here. Get up. Can you get up? Oh.
Captain.
Come sit.
There, I can just show them. They can see what Captain looks like. There we go.
Look, he is such a good boy. Yeah. I love him so much. He's like my dog-friendly hikes from now on, I guess.
Yeah, everything needs to be dog-friendly. Yeah, new family member.
Oh, cool. Tiago lives right there, 300 meters from the sandboarding.
Oh, nice. We did look at plots there.
Yeah, but for the own party.
Oh, for the own party.
He is amazing. He's still getting used to the place. You could see the first 2 nights he was very unsure of his new surroundings.
He doesn't bite.
No, he doesn't bite.
Mm-mm. I mean, he was in a shelter. What are they called?
Tears. The Emma Animal Rescue Society in Noordhoek.
Yes, our daughter who's dog mad, Emma, just happened to...
Coincidentally.
Yeah, the Emma
Animal Rescue Society.
So...
It's so sad to see all those unwanted dogs. I wanted to give them
just
all...
over 80 of them.
I wanted to give them all hugs and kisses. Easier to train than Des. Probably. Best dog food I know of is Amiga. How perfect. That's hilarious.
You can't train me. Shucks. Listen, Lauren is the only person that can tame someone like me.
Tame you?
I don't need taming.
No.
I need to tame you. I think that's my sole purpose in life.
To keep me alive. I thought of
to
another.
Keep you alive.
I told Des, I confessed something to Des because in one of our live streams, I was speaking about how I just do things without thinking, and I tend to put us in dangerous situations, like taking the kids on the ocean in big swells. And then the other thing was hiking, and it got really dark really quickly, and we didn't know where we were. And then a while back,
yeah, I attend the workshop for that too.
A while back, we drove. Not Des was at work. Me and the kids. We drove to West Coast Fossil Park, which is really far. And I knew the night before that I needed to get petrol, but in the excitement of the morning, we got into the car and we drove.
She aquariumed herself.
We
That's
were
what I was saying.
long past the last garage out of like Melkbos or wherever. And all of a sudden, I just decided to look at my gauges, you know, those instrumentation thingies on the thing by the steering wheel. And I see there's 0 petrol in the car. There's like no lines and the alarm is on. Because usually they show you the lines and you have a little bit of time to go. It was like on the red. And I was panicking. I was like, we're going to end up in the middle of nowhere without any help, no phone signal, dead battery. I ended up being able to put my GPS on, and the closest petrol station was probably about 10 kilometers away. It was very far. I started feeling okay when we were 5 kilometers away because I thought at least we could walk. But we made it. We actually made it.
Volvo.
Thank you, Volvo.
They thought of these vrouwmense.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what Des means. He keeps me alive. That's what I mean by him keeping me alive.
Sure. Julle verstaan nie.
Yeah. Oh, cute. AJ puts his dog on his scooter and takes him out for a ride. That's so cute. Captain is cool because when he gets bored, because he's a border collie mix, more border collie than mix, he picks up his lead and brings it to us. He's very clever.
You discussed the Under the Light Barrier story. Elizabeth Clara, yeah.
That's the alien lady.
Yeah. Actually, I went through most of my dad's documents, except for 3 suitcases and another box. I burned all the irrelevant stuff. You must still put the video out for the members to see that.
Yeah, remind me, I'll do it tonight.
Yeah, including the infamous tape. And in one of these documents that I kept, or writings of my dad, he specifies the movement of things from one place to the next. And I remember him saying that you project, you don't fly somewhere. And I found that fascinating. He spent hours with her on the phone, hours.
And that's literally in his book. That's being able to.
Yes, yeah. And actually, in his book, Archon is in his book.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Fascinating, people.
Your dad is actually a science fiction author.
He's a nutcase too. Yeah, his ideologies were just
Yeah, it was
we
strange.
won't talk about that.
No, we won't.
We burnt it all.
Yes, we did. Opposites attract. You two were born for each other.
Yeah, very opposite. The fly the craft with their minds. Well, I wouldn't know. I wasn't there. I saw a ball. I still wanted to mention that yesterday again. That metal ball. It looks like the one that they say the Pentagon released in Afghanistan or somewhere, that round metal sphere, rather small, that was captured by a drone, flying past these warehouses and stuff. That's kind of what I saw. Just this perfectly round metal metallic ball hanging in the sky. Now, how the hell does it do that? And I mean, you can clearly see it. I called everyone else over and they came there and also looked at it. So, I mean, I wasn't losing my mind or imagining
Has anyone else in the comments seen something weird in the sky? Please put it in the comments. Maybe we can interview you.
So it wasn't a balloon. This thing stood still for a long time and shot to Paul Mountain, then to Southern Paul, then to the Drakensberg mountainside in a perfect, like a diamond shape, and then came right back above our house. And it hung there again for a while and just shot in a straight line across the Drakensberg mountains. Now, I can't explain that. I was 10 years old at the time, Bethany's age. I'll never forget it.
Any other sightings?
Marlene, that's a very secret statement. There's much we don't know about secret technology. Then I have to assume that you know and you won't divulge.
I saw my first craft at 10 yesterday also. Years. 10
years.
Very confused there. 10 years ago. That's interesting. 10 years old.
I don't know anything about secret technology, Marlene, because any technology that I know about, I know whether other people consider it to be secret or not. So I'm not quite sure what that means. Okay, Teresa, I'm going to burst your bubble here. That's not cloud seeding. You are seeing straight lines almost every day above Alberton. It's just normal planes flying, okay? And it's just small little crystals that form over the wing due to the low pressure. So they're not doing cloud seeding with those passenger flights. You can go speak to the technical crews, the pilots, and everyone else, okay? I invite anyone to bring me evidence for passenger planes spraying anything into the sky.
I saw a very interesting
besides
row.
the normal engine exhaust.
Hardy saw a very interesting row of long dots of lights flying south at sunset from Monkey Valley.
Yeah, that might have been Starlink.
I think it's a little bit crazy that people can just put things in space without everyone's permission. They're not democratically elected.
The thing is, who controls that space? It's like Antarctica, meaning how these spheres hang in the air and move around so fast. We don't know what it is, Marlene, so I can't even call it technology. I won't call it technology. It's something that I saw. That's all it is. I can just say it looked metallic. I don't wish to add tails to it because there's none. Yes, it becomes big clouds, Teresa. That's normal. Okay. It's like taking a nitrogen truck and releasing the nitrogen liquid by opening a valve. You'll get a massive cloud that will eventually go up and form a massive cloud that looks like a normal cloud. It's called science. The Starlings are quite low, Hardy. Actually, go and have a look and see how low those things are falling around the Earth, because that's what they're doing. They're actually falling permanently. But if something is in orbit, it's permanently falling. That's why you feel weightless, but you are still under the influence of the Earth's gravity. So flat earthers will earth out at this point. It won't make sense.
Earth out.
Yeah, you are permanently falling. Yeah. Yeah, there could be drones, all sorts of things. We've seen some weird things.
I once saw a light hanging in the sky, then I realized it was a reflection of the ceiling light in the window.
There's so many UFOs that are reflections of cameras in the plane windows as well. Yeah, I've seen those photos, John. You know, because of what I saw when I was 10, I went UFO bedorned. I literally studied every UFO book I could find before I finished primary school.
That's interesting.
I looked at all of them. Most of them turned out to be hoaxes. If you actually study the story behind the story, a lot of these people, in the end, was someone throwing something into the sky or whatever, those old photos. All rubbish. Other realms protruding, that's quite possible with orbs. That would make sense, Derek. But this was not an orb. It's a flippant metal ball. You can see it. I mean, it was like in the middle of the day. The sun was shining above us. Oh, my word. Yeah, Hardy, I think what you just said would literally cause their minds to divide by zero. You've seen many orbs. We know orbs exist. They have been photographed extensively. What they are, we have no cooking clue. Okay, I think this is now becoming a...
I'm hungry.
Yeah, Lauren's hungry. Where's Captain? He was here just
He doesn't seem to like the space. Probably all the lights.
I think he doesn't understand we're speaking to a screen. He thinks we're nuts.
We're nuts.
Yeah. Crazy.
And the ISS is what? Veta close.
It is very close, Marlene. Yeah. Good night, Hardy. We really have cloud seeding going on here. When I speak about long straight lines, I'm meaning multiple lines. Yes, absolutely, Teresa. They use the same flight paths. Okay. It is from normal aeroplanes flying. So cloud seeding takes place normally from, they have mountain stations where they do cloud seeding. I know they do it in the Jonkershoek Mountains. There's a few other mountains where they do cloud seeding, where they release very fine particles that hopefully increases the rainfall by 1 to 2%, which can make quite a huge difference at the end of the day. Back in the day, they would throw out dry ice out of the plains to try and get it to rain. So you're welcome to send me an email. I'll give you a call and give you a proper explanation. Okay.
Cool. Lizette saw something over Lake Kariba in Zim during the 90s. We were 20 people on a houseboat. Early evening, I thought it was burning trunk of a plane. Behind it were 3 small glowing things going the same speed.
That sounds interesting. Yeah, I definitely think it's important that people understand what happened with stuff being sprayed in the sky.
Should I bring my supper? Yeah. Or...
No, I think we should finish now. We should do this more often.
We can do a UFO themed one. We can do a firefighting themed one.
Let's do. And what plane spraying thing. I actually want to cover with them what really happened, where all of this comes from. The actual Senate hearings on when they sprayed barium and all sorts of metals in the sky, how they got into crap, how the engineers said that we didn't know what the effects were going to be, etc. Just so that we have the facts straight. Okay.
Aliens are angels and demons.
Yeah, I will not dispute that, Teresa. I have said before, if there is anything, it's multidimensional. Okay, it's not from some other planet. I don't know why they would waste their time with us, really.
Interesting. Marlene said she'll try to find footage of a couple of orbs in our home when we went through a traumatic period of time. Amazing.
Yeah, but that could also just be a reflection in the camera. I mean, that is...
Well, let's see.
Yeah. Please, send it. Okay, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Megan, who's the aliens? Them or us? I'm very concerned about all the alien twat coming out right now. There's one single source, the same source as that freaking idiot that talks about millions of kids underground in freaking tunnels when you can do everything above ground. It's like, why must you send a plane with a freaking laser to cause a fire when you can just go in with a lighter? And there you go.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to poison humans. You can just send them to all the fast food chains we have.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us, people. Just remember, a court case was won. Now. That's where we started, okay? The health department is supposed to, within 10 days, hand over every doc, meeting records of their vaccine purchasing schemes and programs, discussions, the whole bang shoot. Okay. Have an awesome weekend, everyone, and see you tomorrow. You can still book.
You can book up until 10
You said 10 in the morning. Yes. You can still book for the live, but you can still book anytime for the recordings, of course. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.